Hello, my name is Jimmy Tran, owner and CEO of WorldCraft Logistics, and we are a trucking company here in the port of Long Beach. So if you watch this video, you are looking for a trucking company. What makes us different from other trucking company? Let's start with number one. Unlike other trucking company, we have our own truck, we have our own chassis, and we have our own yard. So during COVID or during the peak season, a lot of trucking companies, they might have their own truck, but when they don't have their own chassis, they can't pull their container out of the port because the driver have to go there, the driver have to wait for a chassis before the terminal put a container onto the chassis, right? So right over here in back of me, you can see that we have our own chassis here, and obviously this is our yard and our truck, right? So the second reason why companies use WorldCraft Logistics for their trucking need is because we have two yards. We have one yard located in Carson, California. Carson, California is less than 10 miles from the port of Long Beach. So at that port, we're able to pull the container out quickly. That's the most important thing. And we're able to service the client within the Carson area, Carson, Long Beach, City of Industry, pretty much moving forward. And here we are in our yard right here in Loma Linda. So Loma Linda is our second yard. Here we service client in Riverside, the IE, San Bernardino, and beyond that. So we have two yards. We have one yard that's close to the Port of Long Beach, and we also have one yard that's close to, the IE area, which is a little bit further away, right? So the number three reason why companies work with us is that we are very invested into technology. All our truck and all our chassis, we have GPS, we have software. So let's give an example, right? When you work with another trucking company, when you need to know where is your container, you have to call the dispatcher, and the dispatcher has to track down the trucker. For us, you can just call our dispatcher, and then our dispatcher will tell you, here is the location of the truck, and he's gonna be, arriving to your warehouse shortly. But to take it a step further, what else we did was that we create a software. So whenever our driver is heading to the port, he press a button and he notify the dispatcher. He's like, hey, I'm heading to the port, and it also notified the customer. And even when the driver get the container from the port, he press a button and say, hey, I got the container from the port, and now the dispatcher know that he's on his way to the customer, which is you, and then you also know the dispatcher is on his way to you. What does that help you with? Like, for example, if the driver pulled the container out at 11:30 a.m. and you know the driver is gonna take 1 hour to get to your warehouse to unload, at least now you know you could send your worker to take a lunch or take a break, and then once the lunch is over, they get back to work, the driver's there waiting for them. So what we offer is visibility, right, to the service. And then bonus about our company is that we have warehouse. This is our warehouse right here in Loma Linda. So whenever you as a customer is working on a project, let's give an example. We have customers that do a lot of business development, land development, which means they import furniture or they even build out a boba shop, right? So if you ever open a business in California, there's a lot of delay with the license and the construction. So if you have a container that's coming in full of product that's supposed to go to a business that's supposed to open up as the container arrives, if there is a permit delay with the city for a build, that container cannot be unloaded. What we do is we store it here in our warehouse for the next 30 days or 60 days or even 2 weeks. And then once your permit is approved, we would reload it into another truck and then deliver it to you. So that's what's wonderful about working with us. We're not just a trucking company. We have the warehouse to support you. It's 114,000 square foot, 17 docks. Everything we have in there is track and trace in our warehouse. We inventory everything in there. And then finally, we know that every container and every shipment if it comes from the Port of Long Beach, it needs to come from overseas. So if it comes from overseas, then there's a freight forwarding part. WorldCraft Logistics is also a freight forwarder. We have office in Asia, and we have partners throughout the globe to help you with the logistics shipping. So not only we handle trucking, but we also handle the warehouse portion for you when you're in trouble and you want to extend your logistics supply range with us. we could supply that logistics supply chain as well. So if you have a urgent project development that you need to move, you would have to talk to the freight forwarder, the trucking company, and the warehouse to rush all three company, right? But when you work with us, you don't have to rush all three company. One company understands there's an urgency for your shipment to arrive urgently, and we just work internally within ourselves, and we communicate within ourselves to get your shipment there a lot faster. So beyond a trucking company, WorldCraft Logistics is a warehouse and a freight forwarding company. So if you have any questions, contact us below, but for the trucking part, we would love to service your trucking business here in the Port of Long Beach. Thank you very much for watching.